Lesson 255. This day I chose to spend in perfect peace. Welcome to the Qigong support for A Course in Miracles students. I am Judith and this is the Lucid Mind Center. First we're going to read and contemplate this lesson together, and at the end I'm going to guide you to 2 Qigong classes which I have recorded specifically for this particular period, which is about what is sin. And as you can see, I'm inviting you today at sunset in beautiful Spain, in Andalusia. I'm at a retreat, and a Qigong retreat, as an assistant teacher to my master Marissa. And like I promised to you, I'm going to take you along. And this is a special retreat center which is called Surya Lila. And this is one of those places. You can see this is a yoga retreat center. There is different Buddhas behind me. And I thought this was a nice spot to actually invite you along. So let's begin reading our lesson together, and I will give you more instructions at the end. Lesson 255. This day I chose to spend in perfect peace. It does not seem to me that I can choose to have but peace today. And yet my God assures me that His Son is like Himself. Let me this day have faith in Him who says, I am God's Son, and let the peace I choose be mine today bear witness to the truth of what He says. God's Son can have no cares and must remain forever in the peace of heaven. In His name I give today to finding what my Father wills for me, accepting it is mine, and giving it to all my Father's sons along with me. It was difficult for me to find a peaceful spot to actually record this video for you. I've been now here for 2 days or 3, it's the 3rd evening, and there are so many people. We are 44 people altogether at the retreat, plus all the people who are working at this retreat center and so on. And it was difficult to find this peaceful spot. And I find it actually quite amazing that this is exactly what this is talking about. This day I choose to spend in perfect peace. And it is a choice. It's a choice we make to spend a day in perfect peace. And I really want you to consider that today when you do the Qigong class with me. In the Qigong class, I'm going to ask you to read the idea, which is, this day I choose to spend in perfect peace, and also read the prayer. Use the prayer in the meditation, which I'm inviting you in. I have got 2 Qigong classes. One is a standing meditation, one is a seated meditation. And in the class, I'm going to remind you to read the lesson and just the idea of the lesson and the prayer. So let's read the prayer together. And so, my Father, will I pass this day with you? Your Son has not forgotten you. The peace you gave Him still is in His mind, and it is there I choose to spend today. If you happen to be the first time together with me, when we are speaking of Father and the Son, it does not mean that the male is somehow better than the female. It just means that there is only that one gender, and that we are all the same gender as that Creator. So there is no female and male. There is just this one Father, this one Creator, and He's creating His Son, and we are all in this. And also, if God should, the word God should still trigger you, you change the word God for love, or change it for light, or kindness, or peace, or joy. It is not about the words. In the Course in Miracles, it's never about the words. What it is about the meaning you're giving to the world, the meaning you give to the word, and the meaning you're giving to the things you are seeing. And we are learning through the Course to give the right meaning to the things which we are perceiving. We are talking about repurposing our senses to see the beauty in the world, to see the peace, to see the joy, to see happiness instead of misery. And this is exactly what we're going to practice in those 2 Qigong classes. If you're doing this class together with me in the morning, then I suggest you do the longer standing Qigong class. You can also do it seated, but I still recommend to do the longer class if you have got the time. If you don't have the time, you can do the shorter one. The shorter one is about 16 minutes. And you can do that every day during this 10-day period. It is specifically created for what is sin. But let's read this lesson one more time together. This day I choose to spend in perfect peace. It does not seem to me that I can choose to have but peace today. And yet my God assures me that His Son is like Himself. Let me this day have faith in Him who says, I am God's Son. So what this means is, to me it does not seem that I can choose peace, because there's so many different things which are going to come my way, and I'm not going to be in control of it. And yet the lesson says, yes, you can. If you choose peace, you will have peace. But it's a choice. Therefore, you have to repurpose your senses, you have to repurpose your body and understand that you are in charge of it. Claiming it back. And let the peace I choose be mine today, bear witness to the truth of what He says. God's Son can have no cares and must remain forever in the peace of heaven. In His name, I give today to finding what my Father wills for me, accepting it is mine, and giving it to all my Father's sons along with me. And the prayer goes, and so, my Father, would I pass this day with you? Your Son has not forgotten you. The peace you gave Him still is in His mind, and it is there I choose to spend today. Where? In your mind. Because your mind is everywhere, and your body is within your mind. And your mind and your body is within spirit. And this is where you're choosing to spend your day, in that awareness of peace. In that awareness that you are actually always one with your Father. You're always one with love. You're always one with peace and light and joy. And you can choose that. And if you should fail, you choose again. Always remembering that this day I choose to spend in perfect peace. So I invite you to do this Qigong class with me, and at the end let me know how this went for you. Here is the standing Qigong class. Here is the seated Qigong meditation. Here you have What is Sin, which I suggest you read at least once with me during this period or more. And here you have got the whole list of Qigong classes if you should choose to do another one today. Love, light and peace to you.